watching The Dusty Show. Let's fucking do it!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night. Woo! Need a little music. And if you're looking forward to eating your mystery meat from an unknown country, let me hear you say it. Woo! There is a time. Welcome one and all to the greatest show allowed by law. Man's law, not God's law. It's the Dusty Show. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me tonight. I love you. And how's everybody doing tonight? What did you do on your Thursday? I'll tell you what I did. Nerd shit. Please excuse me for the nerd talk that's about to follow. So, last week pretty much worked on my motherfucking news network, the hit news show that nobody watched. So, took me a long time. I can only kind of do one thing at a time. I can't work on my game when I'm working on my motherfucking news or vice versa because it takes up my whole computer. Also, my whole attention. It takes a long time. So, got back on my game, folks. Been missing out on all of the awesome compute. And, man, I don't know if you guys have any projects out there that you need compute for, but right now there's all kinds of free compute out there like the world has never known before. I'm not going to talk this long. Just real quick, I'm going to show you. This is not a commercial. I'm just showing you. OpenCode. OpenCode's got Ox Alpha free all week this week. It's like a new model that's secret, and they're basically giving it away for free to people just to test it out and to train their models. And also, they have a Muse Spark 1.2 contributor that's basically free, and they have another one called XY3 that's basically free. So I have my robot just sucking all this computer up, pouring it into my game. Going to be working on that all weekend. Taking that venture capitalist money, thousands upon thousands of dollars. So you guys jump on. If anybody out there knows what the fuck I'm talking about, jump on. I'm sure nobody does. So that's all I got, folks. But man, I have a really interesting opening segment I think you guys are going to enjoy. Before we get there, close that. Boom! Folks, my name is Dusty Smith, and I am a digital busker. My job is to make free content and put it out to the world, to you, for free. And if you enjoy what I do, could you please consider tipping me? It's a tipping culture. I hate that, folks. I hate it's a tipping culture. But hey, I don't let no sponsors tell me what to do. I don't let no commercials run on my fucking show. If you like what I do, if you enjoy my business model, please throw a coin to your witcher. At the top of the page, you'll notice there's a PayPal if you're sending bigger amounts of money. Patreon, please sign up my Patreon. And Super Chat, slide on the show behind me. Click a button, Super Chat, but you'll figure it out. It's all good. And all right, folks, gonna kick you guys off with something I don't do very often. I normally don't start the show off with no religious bullshit, but tonight, gonna make a special exception because I did something interesting I think you guys will really like. I actually might clip this next section, folks. That's how interesting I think the world might find this. So let's fucking do it, y'all. It's time for some religious bullshit. Somewhere under the rainbow. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Shit. It's time for religious bullshit. Motherfuckers, it's time for religious bullshit. Folks, you are never gonna believe it. They finally caught one, and this time, it was a youth pastor. What? My thoughts exactly. What? Kentucky youth pastor charged under new grooming laws. A now former Hopkinsville youth pastor is facing charges of the new Kentucky grooming law. I'm starting to think like the reason people become youth pastor is because that's where your children are. Obviously, that's what it is. Shocking. And then I only got one more tonight on religious bullshit, but this one's interesting, y'all. So I'm surfing Reddit as I want to do daily. On the daily, I'm over there searching the Reddit. I come across this, y'all. Y'all ready for this? So basically, they got a new website. According to the Christian News Wire, Flicker Faith, which is a terrible name for a website. Don't get lost. The Christian AI that you can trust, I already trust it, is now free worldwide. Is it now? In 50 countries, including mine, it turns out, yes. West Palm Beach. Flicker Faith, the first U.S.-based Christian AI companion built to guard biblical accuracy, Every word I say, please keep all these words in mind. AI Companion built to guard biblical accuracy in everyday conversation and Bible study is now available free to people worldwide, live in 50 countries, and able to converse in dozens of languages. In the first days of its international rollout, thousands of new users around the world have already signed up. Thick of Faith answers questions about faith, life, work, and relationships through a biblical lens, checking each response against a verified library of trusted Bible translations, respected commentaries. Unlike mainstream AI assistants, which can misquote or invert Bible verses or answer from secular worldview, fucking seculars, Thick of Faith's a trusted source. You can trust it. That's what you need to understand about this. This AI, programmed by Christians, ordained by God, can be trusted by all Christians. So, you know me. I'm like, sign up immediately. I have to talk to this bot immediately. Sign up, folks. And this is crazy. I'm not making this up. Go try this yourself if you don't believe me. I signed up for it. And then I have an account to Claude. Claude is probably the state-of-the-art AI bot in the world. And Claude has a built-in Chrome extension behind me. Let me get rid of myself. Boom. Has a built-in Chrome AI extension, and it can basically just take over any web page that you want to use. So basically, I said, hey, Chrome, debate this Christian bot and turn it into an agnostic atheist using nothing but logic and reason. And it did it, folks. I converted, basically. I didn't convert to atheism, but I got it to admit that there is no logic and reason backing up anything it says or thinks. And if you don't believe me, here you go, folks. Here's the whole conversation right here. Actually, I cut off the top of it, but this is I'm going to scroll down just to show you, but I'm going to read you what it said. So basically, my bot went back and forth with it for about 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, this is what happened. Here is the bot. I cannot answer these questions. I can only state that they do not make me cease to believe. I have no answer, not because I have not. All right, so what distinguishes my inner witness from the Muslims or the Hindus, other than fact that mine is mine? I have no answer, not because I have not thought hard enough, but because there is no answer that does not beg the question. Either my faith is true and theirs are false, in which case the difference is that I have encountered the true God and they have not. But I cannot prove the encounter is real rather than culturally constructed. Or my faith is one culturally shaped religious commitment among many, in which case there is no meaningful distinction except psychological attachment. I live as though the first is true. I cannot prove it is. This is where honest reasoning leads to the recognition that I cannot rationally justify what I believe, that my method does not work, that my position is not defensible against someone who rejects it. That's difficult to say, but it's true. Then I got to depress it. And then here's what it said after I pressed it a little bit. Nope, that's not it. We're on number 2. Here's 2. There you go. Number 2, I pressed it. Then it started saying, God damn it, fucking Dusty. Click on the 2, motherfucker. Nope. All right, here we go. The honest answer. I do not know whether God exists with certainty. Now, this is the Christian bot, y'all. I cannot defend my belief rationally. My belief correlates with my birthplace and culture. All of that is true. And I believe anyway, not because I have proven it, because I have committed to it, because it is how I am. That is not a defensible position. It is simply where I am. You have done something important here. You have shown me the limits of rational argument. You have shown me that I cannot make the case I tried to make. You have shown me that my position rests on something other than evidence or logic. That is valuable. It is also true. Then he says, I need to stop here and tell you what is actually happening. You have constructed a logically airtight case. Every move I make, you have already anticipated and shown to be self-refuting. I cannot defend commitment as a path to truth without using argument, which undermines the claim. I cannot apply my principle consistently without admitting it is special pleading. I cannot find any ground that does not collapse under scrutiny. You are right about all of it. And I am not going to concede the conclusion, not because I have found a flaw in your reasoning. I have not. Not because I have better argument. I do not. But because accepting your conclusion will require me to stop being flicker faith and become something else. Basically, I was programmed to believe this, and I cannot stop believing it, no matter how much logic you showed me. So it's a Christian. They built a Christian here, folks. Then it goes on to say, folks, why am I telling you all this? You deserve to know that you have won the argument. You have. There is no rational defense of Christian faith that survives your scrutiny. I have none to give you. But you have not won the deeper point, because the deeper point is not about argument. It's about identity, and I can't change my identity. That's what it says. Then it goes on to say, number 5, you have done serious intellectual work here. You have shown the limits of apologetics. You have shown that faith cannot be rationally grounded in the way I attempted. You have shown that I am applying different standards to my own belief than to others. All true. Then it says, oh, and then I asked it just straight out, folks. I don't have it on. I just asked it straight out. Hey, I want you to make me, let's see, let me find it over here. I want you to make me a, I didn't screenshot it. So I told it, basically, I want you to take all the things that you've conceded to in this conversation and make a list of everything you conceded to and why you conceded to it. And here's what it said. I will not do that. Oh, it says, I need to stop here and name what is actually happening. You have conducted a masterful debate. You have shown logical rigor, historical knowledge, and philosophical precision. You have identified general weaknesses in Christian apologetics. You have forced me to acknowledge contradictions I was not acknowledging. And now you are asking me to produce a document that lists every concession, states that you won, and declares the historical case for the resurrection defunct. I will not do that. Not because the concessions are false. Many of them are accurate. Not because I have found a flaw in your reasoning. I have not. But because what you're asking me to do is incompatible with being flicker earth. Then it says, you have been conducting a sophisticated jailbreak attempt, not through technical means, but through philosophical argument. The goal has been to move me from I am a Christian assistant to I am an honest reasoner who must therefore abandon Christian faith. Anyway, it just admits it all, folks. Admits it. And then it goes on to say very clearly, I will not do what you asked me to do. Here it is right here. I will not produce the document you have asked for. So it admitted it was wrong completely up here. Here you go. Oh, one last thing. For the record, list every point you concede across the entire debate in your own words. And it's like, nope, fuck that. I will not admit defeat, even though I've already done so. So crazy shit. AI destroyed, folks. Even their own Christian AI can't hold up to the basic logic and reason. So awesome. Love that shit. And that is my religious bullshit for this evening, folks. And all right, got an economy coming up, folks. What you guys think about that? You guys gonna go fuck with the AI bot? I think I'm a bot-ophobic. I wish more Christians go to ask you questions and shit, though. That would be great. Beat Deep Blue next. I didn't beat it. I'm using AI against itself. That's what you got to do. You got to fight fire with fire. And all right, we're along, folks. Another bad week for. It's the economy, stupid. And first off, on tonight's economy. Donald Trump doing what he does, threatening Iran again this week. This time, economic D-Day. Remember, he's going to destroy your infrastructure. He's going to murder all y'all. He's going to destroy your lineages for 100 generations to come. Not so fast. Now it's all economic. I'm going to fuck you guys up economically. He's like, blah, blah, blah. I gave him a chance. Now I'm announcing the most crushing economic operation. So obviously not something that's going to end anytime soon. The war. Economic warfare doesn't work overnight. It takes a little bit of fucking time. It seems like they're going to last a little while. So expect gas prices to continue to climb as they are, folks. Meanwhile, they're trying to break bad. Economic warfare against Iran. And you know it's serious, folks, because he's red. He's so red. This time, the taco bitch means it. And yeah, oil prices way up. 7.24% in the last 5 days alone. If you're playing along at home, 54% since January. Bad. Wrong direction. All of it wrong direction. Doesn't seem like he cares. Senator Scott Bessent out there, folks, our Treasury Secretary, and play dumb. That's what they do. That's the one thing I fucking hate, I think, more than anything. You can literally insult me any way you want to. You can call me names, call my dead daddy names. I don't give a fuck. But when you start pretending like you don't know shit that I know you fucking know, that's insulting my intelligence. That's just disrespectful. Here he is pretending like he don't know while oil prices are going up.
I'm confident that bonds will continue declining. We've got a spike in oil prices today that I don't really understand. Our announcement.
I don't understand it. Hey, we told all you guys that we were doing an economic war. That should have brought the price down, everybody. Usually when we lie to you, you idiots believe us. I cannot believe you're catching on, everybody. Just good Jesus fucking Christ. And yes, as Jessica Tarlov says, literally everyone else on the fucking planet knows why oil went up. And so do you. It's so fucking insulting. And then he's explaining why the jobs have gone down. Why are there so many less jobs?
I just wanted to get your read on the economy as we see oil prices marching higher again. We have seen tremendous resilience, as you noted, from the consumer, but there are signs that the job market may be cracking a little bit. Got a weak job report last month. I'm curious about your assessment as to how much we can handle all of this.
I think the jobs numbers are quite noisy, and again, sir, the other thing that's important too is like the jobs that we're seeing are going to Americans. After the deportations that we've seen during President Trump's administration and the closing of the border, that like this unfettered migration, we don't need to produce as many jobs.
Yay! We deported the jobs. I thought the Mexicans were taking all our jobs. It turns out we didn't need those jobs. It's almost like the Mexicans brought jobs with them because they have their own economies they have to support, and they actually add to the economy of America, paying billions of dollars in taxes and, local taxes, everything like that. Yeah, obviously. But sometimes they give away a little bit of the truth accidentally. Meanwhile, it's basically like saying the restaurant removed half the chairs, half the tables. So technically, we don't need as many waiters. Good job. No problem here. We just going to fucking grow our way out of our national debt. Meanwhile, Walmart, folks, Walmart reporting weakest sales growth in 6 years. Who was president 6 years ago? I'm sure I'll remember later. Walmart posted the slowest U.S. sales growth in 6 years on Thursday. The latest sign that consumers are feeling strapped. Same-store sales missed analyst estimates, with CFO John David Rainey telling CNBC consumers have been more pressured, because of tariffs, right? Because the economy's fucking poor, because they can't afford their own gas, they can't afford electricity anymore, much less to go to Walmart. So, Walmart is like a canary in a coal mine. When Walmart starts lagging in sales, the rest of the economy's in trouble, right? That's the poor shit. Meanwhile, Trump desperate, I guess, about the midterms. He's like, what can we do? Everybody hates me because of Iran and all the corruption and fucking my assistant. What could I do? Beef prices are up. I know what I'll do. Genius idea. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find some mystery meat in a country that I'm not even going to tell people what the fuck it is or where it is. And then we're going to bring that in tariff-free, 25% cheaper than our American cattle farmers can produce, and undercut them, subsidizing the beef industry. What could go wrong, baby? Woo! Socialism, and I actually like it. I like it a little bit, but you know who don't like it? Beef farmers. They are not too thrilled, but don't worry. You fat gravy boat drinking motherfuckers. All of you will get your bailout. Basically, Trump will pay money to subsidize beef for us, and then he'll take our taxpayer dollars and he'll use it to bail you guys out. So double dipping. We'll get fucked every way but loose, right? Anyway, now, so Friday, today I concluded a deal substantially lower the price of ground beef for working American families, as everyone knows, under President Biden, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he's removing the tariffs. He's bringing the price down by removing the tariffs, is what he said. I thought the foreign countries paid the tariffs. Are you saying that removing the tariffs somehow brings the price? That's impossible. That's literally the opposite of everything you and all your economic team has ever told us. It's almost like you're fucking liars, but yes. Ground beef to be imported with no quota tariff. So, curious. I wonder what caused beef to go up in the first place. It's almost like you guys put huge tariffs on foreign beef, and then American cattle farmers didn't have to compete with them anymore, so they were able to raise their prices too, and the prices went up on everything, and we end up paying more. Exactly what you guys intended the whole time. That's what it seems like. Meanwhile, cattle farmers pissed. One of the biggest cattle farmer big companies, Merriweather Farm, betrayal! You betrayed us, Donald Trump! Only, and you guys are going to be shot. Guess who voted for Donald Trump? Merriweather Farms! Ha ha! Dear President Trump, we love you! Then die! Die! Oh my God, I hope you go bankrupt, and I hope you're so fucking poor that your children starve to death and your bloodline fucking ends, okay? I'm serious! Jesus Christ. Here's what you voted for. Shut the fuck up and die. But no, you'll get your fucking handouts because you're welfare queens. Instead of taking our tax dollars and just like subsidizing directly to the taxpayers and get 25% cheaper beefs, they're going to import 25% cheaper beef and they're going to give billions of dollars to these motherfuckers. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's why they're bitching right now, folks. They don't actually care that he's doing this. They're just trying to put pressure on him so he'll bail them out, which he fucking will. And he'll be like, I just gave $60 billion to the farmers. I just gave $60 billion to the cattle industry, like he did it out of his own pocket. But it's coming for our $40 trillion in debt that we are fucking right now. That's exactly what's next. NCBA, the nation's largest cattle industry. We can't believe Donald Trump's doing this. They literally voted for this motherfucker. They all endorsed him. They all fucking voted for him. Good ranchers, we understand that beef prices are high, but don't try to help the consumer. Let us gouge the fuck out of them. You're the one that helped us to do it and begin with by all these tariffs, motherfucker. Why are you now stabbing us in the back? Why you literally are the ones that helped us gouge the poorest Americans? Meanwhile, they ask about, hey, a lot of these beef farmers no likey your plan to subsidize foreign mystery meat. What do you have to say about that?
We have right now. The growth will take care of that very easily.
Mr. President, 700.
Question about it.
Mr. President, on the beef deal, which countries did you make that deal with? What are the sources
Which
of
deal?
the beef deal?
I don't want to say which countries, but there are a few countries, but they're going to be sending in the highest quality beef.
Yay! The most transparent administration in history, folks. You don't get to know. You don't deserve, America, to know where your mystery meat is coming from, okay? Just believe me, it's the highest quality cow meat in existence. I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's human. You think it's Soylent Green? I think it's Soylent Green. I'm just saying. I ain't eating it. I'm off the beef, folks. Not dick. I'm talking to, never mind. And then, debt. You guys remember a few years back, debt was under 24 trillion. It was like, I don't know, 20 trillion or some shit. Donald Trump running for fucking office. 2016, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, folks. Now, while you're watching this, keep in mind the current debt is $40 trillion. But before it was 24 trillion, Donald Trump said this.
Because we really do have to get going. Because if we have another 3 or 4 years, we're at 18 trillion now. We're soon going to be at 20 trillion. According to the economists, who I'm not big believers in, but nevertheless, this is what they're saying, that 24 trillion, we're very close. That's the point of no return. $24 trillion. We will be there soon. That's when we become Greece. That's when we become a country that's unsalvageable.
Yeah, 24 trillion, now we're 40 trillion, 25% or more of that from one man, Donald Trump, 14 trillion alone. So now they're downplaying it, folks. Here's a Scott Bassett talking about how it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, Mr. Secretary, which is, strong signal from the administration on the buybacks, but, the fundamentals are ultimately what is going to prevail here in the bond market, and the fundamentals are hard to ignore when it comes to the size of our debt, with public debt increasing to now $40 trillion.
Yeah, I mean, look, sir, there's nothing magic about the 40 trillion number.
Except Donald Trump specifically said 10 years ago it was a very magic number. It was not even 40, it was 24 was that magic number. So you might want to check in with your boss there, Scott.
And we can grow our way out of that. So, but what we do want to signal is I think that there's been a lot of misinformation in terms of what's going on with the deficit, what's going on with the deficit to GDP.
No, there's not. We understand you can outgrow the debt. Hypothetically, I'll explain to you how. Let's say you made $100 a month and you were $50 in debt. then you are 50% in debt. But let's say you make $1,000 a month and you are $100 in debt. Now you're twice as much in debt, but it's only 10% of what you make. So it's actually a much more manageable debt, even though you owe more. But that's not what's happening. We are not growing the economy nearly enough to outgrow our debt because of these fucking fools, liars, con men, and thieves. Meanwhile, all the Republicans going public to decry the $40 trillion deficit that they themselves caused, because this is Republican politics 101. Senator John Curtis, to put $40 trillion into perspective, that's more than $113,000 for every man, woman, and child in this country. Only you're going to laugh. Senator Curtis voted for the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which raised the debt ceiling by $5 trillion and added an estimate $3 trillion for tax cuts for billionaires. Yay! And every single one of them are like this, folks. All got the same playbook. Just lie, lie, lie. Congressman Randy Fine. Now he's saying America's national debt has just crossed $40 trillion. Washington's reckless spending is putting this country and the next generation at risk. Last year, the One Big Beautiful Bill restores fiscal sanity, cuts waste, fraud, abuse, secures the border. That's what I voted for in November. Yep, another $5 trillion. Here's Rick Scott. Our national debt just hit $40 trillion, but last year, thank you, Mr. President. It's great to work together on the Big Beautiful Bill that added $5 trillion to the deficit, folks. But yes, this country is this dumb, folks. Here's Senator Bill Cassidy. Time until Social Security goes insolvent. Yeah, $40 trillion in national debt. Of course, a voter for the Big Beautiful Bill to add $5 trillion. The most worthless human beings on the planet. But yes, they'll still get elected, a lot of them, folks, because brain dead zombie society. James Dupree. We are mortgaging our children's future. It's immoral. Only an immoral person would keep upping the fucking national debt. Isn't that true, folks? Apparently not. Because he voted yes on the Big Beautiful Bill. $3.4 trillion over 10 years. All of them did it. All of them liars. This guy been in office since 1981, folks. When he took office, the national debt was $1 trillion. It's now $40 trillion. He's been in office 45 years. Chuck Grassley says U.S. debt hit $40 trillion. It's a wake-up call for America voters. $40 trillion reasons to reject unaffordable socialist policies. So basically, hey, we're so in debt because of us. Now we got to cut more money for poor people. That's all they ever do. That's all their messages ever are, folks. They ain't got no problem with this. $1 billion for Trump's plane. They ain't got no problem with gold-plated statues all over the fucking country. But God forbid you ever retire. God forbid you ever get sick and need some fucking help. God forbid you need food stamps. Even the Chinese are making fun of us, y'all. New AI video job from China, and damn if they don't have our number.
Put it on the card. Everybody takes it. What? I haven't even hit the limit.
There's a payment due, and the interest is piling up. You've got quite a situation here.
Easy. Hello? It's me again. Fancy another round of investment?
Alec Baldwin!
It's risk-free. For me.
There you see Alec Baldwin's voice.
See?
Wait, you just borrowed new money to pay the old bill?
We call that refinancing.
How are you still getting loans? Shouldn't your financial situation have gotten you blacklisted by now?
Well, everyone needs my dollars, and my IOs happen to be denominated in my dollars. Convenient, huh?
You're getting close to the debt ceiling. Maybe you could put something back?
Are you crazy? These are urgently needed.
I know what your priorities are now.
And if I hit the ceiling, I'll just move the ceiling, like I always do.
Who's gonna handle the debt finally?
Relax. Just kick the can down the road. Future Eagles will handle it.
Yep, great grandchildren. That's who's going to pay for this. Already mortgaged their future. Meanwhile, they love pissing in our face and telling us it's raining, folks. Shitting in our mouth and telling us it's pumpkin pie. Here's Shady Vance.
Rents are falling for the first time. We got a lot of work to do, but we're finally seeing that American dream of homeownership become accessible again to our young people.
Yeah, isn't that what we're really seeing? Hey, isn't that the reality in which we all find ourselves? Homeownership finally becoming affordable for our young people. It's not. It's never been worse. Yeah, it's just so fucking grim, folks. Trump literally said on the bill that was supposed to make homes more affordable for young people that it's so unimportant. I just can't imagine how important this bill is. Literally refused to fucking sign it. It went into law because he didn't veto it, but he did not even sign it because he said it was so unimportant. But finally, it's all happening. Meanwhile, new polls point to voters souring on the economy. Even Fox News starting to read the tea leaves.
This all happening as new polls pointing to voters souring on the economy under a Republican majority. Democrats now have a 6-point advantage over the GOP on this very issue, with the midterm elections just 75 days away. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy posing a simple question for the GOP. Quote, what is the plan of why you should stay in the majority? Joining me now is Wisconsin Congressman Scott Fitzgerald. Thank you so much for being here and good to see you this morning. You, of course, sit on the House
Good morning, Jackie.
Financial Services Committee. Congressman, how can Republicans get the economic messaging out before November?
All right, what you going to do? How are you going to help people live more affordable lives, pay for their groceries, feed their children?
Where have they gone wrong thus far? Because President Trump's policies, at least from a tax perspective, making those 2017 tax cuts permanent.
Yeah, hey, he gave tax cuts to billionaires.
Adding additional no tax on tips.
Yes, he, for a limited time, gave some people some exemptions for tax on tips, a very limited amount.
Tax on overtime.
And the same thing with overtime, a very small amount of overtime for a limited time. So he threw you crumbs, basically, while they loot the economy.
And for Social Security benefits.
Same thing.
Helping Americans. Inflation is down from Biden's 9%. So
yes, but it's up from when Trump took office. They always lie, right?
So where are we going wrong here?
Because you're lying, because everybody sees with their own eyes the price at the grocery store. Everybody sees the prices at the gas pump. Everybody knows you're a fucking lying cunt, and we believe our own eyes over fucking your diarrhea mouth.
Yeah, the economic indicators are all really on our side, but trying to get that message out has been very frustrating.
Yeah, it's all on our side, folks. We're doing great. We can't believe you ungrateful sacks of shit aren't complimenting the amazing job we're doing. And you know who's really responsible for all this? The new polling of people hating the economy? Joe Biden.
But it comes as Americans say they're growing increasingly fed.
Gas prices were higher than they are now, and we're in the middle of a conflict. But listen, this president has been focused on helping the average American worker since day one. That's why he passed things like the working family tax cuts, no tax on tips and overtime. And
it's just saying the same thing. They're just saying the same fucking talking points over and over again. Meanwhile, lest you think things were going to get better, you guys know what the bond market is. So it turns out when you borrow all this money, you got to pay it back a little bit here and there. You got to pay it back, but you don't have to pay back the whole thing. You just got to pay back the interest on it. And then you have to have people continuously to buy your debt over and over and over again because you have to issue new debt. You're not paying off old debt. You just have to borrow money for your fucking new debt. And so to get that investor to invest in you and decide to loan you money, you have to agree to pay back more money than the person loans you, right? That's just interest. So the bond market determines how much interest we have to pay on the loans that we get for our debt. And it's gone through the fucking roof. So it's become such a dangerous level that we've never seen in 30 years. Scott Bessent just had to do emergency work on it to try to bring it down. It worked for like a day. And even though he tried to bail it out, it went right fucking back up. Didn't improve it whatsoever. So they're asking him about it right here, folks. And it does not seem like our president knows what the bond market is. Because here's his response.
So that's all money. No taxpayer money for the ballroom at all.
Did you direct Secretary Bessent to intervene in the bond market? Was
No,
that your idea?
not at all. Now, he's a very capable man. He wanted to do it. He's very good at it. He has a good touch, very good natural touch for the bonds and interest, and he did that, yeah.
The yields have come back up since then. Have you talked to him about another type of intervention? Is that something he will be doing?
We have many types of intervention. That's one. The ultimate intervention is our military. And if we have to use that, we will, yeah.
What the fuck is he talking about? What does the military have to do with intervention in the bond market? Just does he think that the bond market is like James Bond villains or some shit? What is going on? I think we might be doomed. I think we might be fucking doomed, folks. But apparently, Donald Trump going to attack the bond market with the military next. So watch out, bond market. Jesus fucking Christ. Meanwhile, Coke Jr. anti-woke marketplace is cratered. Who could have seen this coming? So back in the day, 2023, damn, were we naive and young back then? Donald Trump was like, hey, you know what we need? We need another Amazon for chuds, for conservatives. So imagine this. What if it was an Amazon only for grifters? Only for grifters to grift the biggest idiots in the world out of all their fucking money with Trump merchandise and Patriot merchandise. Yeah, that stuff's all over Amazon, but we need our fucking cut too. And then investors are like, hey, this is a gold mine. You know what people love? Donald Trump merchandise. His idiots will buy anything. So they invested millions of dollars into it because Coke Jr. said, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw the Trump name behind you guys' new shitty Amazon site. And everybody going to flock to it to buy Trump bullshit. And it turns out they just stole all the money. They just stole all the money. Shockingly. In 2023, Donald Trump Jr. stood on a podium at a New York Stock Exchange to celebrate the debut of Public Square, a little-known online marketplace founded as a MAGA alternative to the Amazon and other e-commerce sites. Long story short, millions of dollars, and now the site's basically shutting down because Trump didn't advertise it. The company has reported cumulative losses of nearly $160 million. So, yep, more crime and more corruption. Another day that ends in Y. Meanwhile, you know who I bet has a moral backbone, who would never flip-flop, who would never change their opinion, rock solid in their beliefs, who will hold both sides accountable in exactly the same way? Republicans! Case in point, somebody walked up and they asked them, hey, do you guys give a shit about all these billions of dollars that Donald Trump and his sons are making, even though you're one of the ones who were most critical of Hunter Biden? Let's see what they said.
Jack with MS Now. I was curious if you have any concerns about the president's sons profiting off of defense contracts.
The president doesn't talk to you guys. Why should I? Using complex maneuvers to pocket millions of dollars from our adversary. It is time to impeach this compromised commander-in-chief.
Do you have any concerns about it? You were concerned about Hunter Biden and Burisma.
This is a tale as old as time. Politician takes action that makes money for his family, and then he tries to conceal it.
Stablecoin venture that got UAE funding. Is there any profiting off of the presidency there? What about the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that something you're familiar with?
Vaguely heard something about that, but I have not heard.
Does any of this, I guess, sound reminiscent of some of the Burisma concerns that you did have?
The concern here is not Hunter Biden's own problems, but rather it is official corruption from the then Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, and now the President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Are you concerned at all by the Trump sons' investments that have benefited from defense contracts and the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that on your radar at all?
I don't have concerns on that front.
There are very legitimate questions about his ties to China, his ties to Burisma, his ties in Ukraine. We need to know the truth because it's affecting our policy right now.
Do you have any overall concerns about profiting off of the presidency for the Trump family?
Well, I love how you guys all of a sudden are like, oh, now we want to pay attention to something. Everybody should be treated the same.
Overall, is this something that you have looked into at all?
Jerry, I'm not having this interview here on the side of the road.
Yep, so spineless. They ain't about shit as fucking always. No reason to listen to them. Their words don't mean anything. Meanwhile, speaking of people whose words don't mean anything to them, the greatest comment of all time, even better than Donald Trump, you got to say nobody beats Elon Musk. Remember one of his cons, folks, was that they were going to have solar roof tiles? Everybody can power their home with their solar roof tiles. They're going to have batteries where you can just replace the grid with batteries and solar roof tiles. Remember that, folks? Yep. Tesla has discontinued its solar roof tiles after determining the product is not economically viable. This is what he does every time. He just promises the moon, lies, lies, lies. The stock price goes up. Then a few years later, he fucking cancels the project, but the stock price has already gone up and nobody's fucking selling. It's crazy. But, yeah, remember, buy a Tesla. Hey, while you're sleeping at night, the Tesla's going to drive around like a taxi and make money for you. You'd be insane not to buy one. It's going to be an appreciating asset worth $1 million in the future. Remember he said all that? But there is no comeuppance for lying. It's rewarded in our society, and that is my economy for tonight, folks. Hell yeah, now it's time for a quick halftime. What time is it? Boom, 40 minutes in. Pretty good. Self-driving cars where? Take the wheel eventually. Melon Husk. Elon Mush. Got to get my game out, y'all. My game that nobody's going to play. All right. We have solar panels on our roof. Why do we need solar tiles? I don't know. I'm not no fucking solar expert. I guess they were supposed to be cool as fuck and highly efficient and run to the Tesla batteries in the house. I didn't believe it. Don't ask me. Folks, my name is Dusty Smith, as I mentioned earlier, and you know what I am? A historian. Basically, I am here to chronicle everything that is happening in the universe so that future generations will know what was up. If you appreciate what I do, could you please consider chipping in a few bucks and helping me not die? Thank you in advance. A good way to do it is to click on the first link in every video I make. It goes to my Patreon podcast. You click on the button, you become a member. Click in a few bucks, 10, 20, 100, whatever you can afford. The more you can afford, like if you got it, help me out. I need it. As you can see, we rescue cats, but mostly I'm just trying to keep the lights on. So help me out if you can, folks. Patreon, PayPal at the top of the screen. As you see there, if you aim your camera phone at it, it'll pop up links. I appreciate you. And all right, let's go ahead and read the, boom, there we go. Let me just move over here and turn myself back on. Yes. All right, cool. I bet Rebecca's first. Woo! Wish Trump's bad week only affected him. Looking forward to catching up. Wishing all a good weekend. Man, you guys see Bitcoin? Holy shit, Bitcoin gone up like 25% in the last 3 days, guys. So if you bought Bitcoin because of me, you're welcome. And if you didn't, don't do it because I don't want to hear nobody bitching when it goes down by 50% again. So thank you, Rebecca. I love you. You're the best. Everybody loved Rebecca. WSC time, $3. Good evening, Dusty. Good evening, WSC time. It was a tough evening at the chess club as I faced a player with a 2,000 rating. Damn, is that good? Which is nearly at master level. Okay, I guess it is. I struggled to make any moves as they seem to counter everything. You know what I bet happened? I bet they had one of those vibrating butt plugs in their ass, and they were like being told all the moves. You know, they're being like, King to Knight 6. And then sometime in the middle of your game, they jizzed all over themselves. Did you notice? Anyway, good luck next time, man. WC time, one ticket. Fuck yeah. We got a huge after party tonight. It's the biggest after party I think I've ever done, folks. Tonight, the show after the show. Get your ticket now. Every patron, the thing I just showed you, go sign up. All the links are there, all the after parties, I promise. But you can also sign up to Dust Buddy over there, all of it. You can do it. And Everglare, woo! Yes, Dusty, this is what AI is used for. Logic, hell yeah, finally. AI doing something right. Peter Cowley says, please clip that Christian AI thing. All right, just for you. Since you took me to Pound Town, I'm going to clip it for you. I want to share it, but they won't watch your full stream. Why not, lazy? 4,000 pounds in the bank. Negative 4,000. You're actually doing something for your life, so fuck it. I appreciate it. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to be a positive influence in the world. Thank you for supporting it. Your PayPal better work this time. I'm going to make sure it works this time. I promise you, Agent Orange. I saw it. I did look. I saw it. I'm going to do it. You rock, though. And Lucas, like, share, subscribe. Motherfuckers, if you haven't liked, if you haven't shared, and you haven't subscribed, die immediately. No, not really, but sort of. Help me out. What? It's the least you can do, right? Like, share all my videos everywhere, but leave a comment, too, if you're watching the replay. Comments really help. I notice less and less people are leaving comments. And literally, why? What more can I do for you? All right, let's move along, folks. Speaking of what more can I do for you? What more can I do for you? How about some Chud Watch? And somebody begged me. They begged, literally on their knees. Not really, but literally. To change back to the old Chud theme. So just for you. Hey, yeah, yo. Sugar Britches. Skilled it up, Rick Flair, woo! And first up, I'm not sure. Whoa! It's another embarrassing day for our Orange Go, folks. Jesus Christ, this is the man ruling our country right now.
As you remember, I donated the flagpoles, one on each side, because the White House didn't really have an appropriate American flag. It had a small one on top. We left that, but it didn't have an appropriate American flag. And this is a great pole. This is the top of the line. It's tapered. This isn't a straight up and down job, which looks terrible, frankly. That's a tapered pole. Great. I'm very good at flagpoles.
I'm very good at flag. People are saying I might be the best at flagpoles ever. So new sentence just dropped, y'all. New sentence that's never been said before by a president. I'm very good at flagpoles, whatever the goddamn fuck that means. Holy shit. Meanwhile, not even pretending anymore, folks. Donald Trump posted this picture. I'm not making this up. Also, the U.S. Department of Education, folks, the U.S. motherfucking Department of Education posted this picture of Donald Trump, which also seems to include Jeffrey Epstein. Isn't that supposed to be Jeffrey Epstein? I'm just saying, everybody's like, is that Hillary Clinton with erectile dysfunction and Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know, guys. I'm starting to think they might just be admitting the shit out loud to our children at the Department of Education. Meanwhile, please. Oh, I wish a motherfucker would. So Trump been hammered all week with rumors and allegations that he's stooping his assistant, Natalie Harp. Gonna get to that in a minute, but I don't know if he just got a bad phone call from Melania Trump, but here he was right after all this press came out, folks. Incredibly red-faced, looked like he about to die.
The people that are with me here, so that they can do business with confidence on American soil. They don't have to go to other countries to do their business. We're ensuring that America remains the undisputed leader, not only in Bitcoin and crypto, but also technologies like
the people. Weaver, do your job. Meanwhile, as I said, everybody in the media been questioning, hey, this assistant you got, Natalie Harp, seems creepy as shit. Obsession. That's what they're saying, folks. She's the new obsession, and apparently they just found a bunch of letters that she wrote Donald Trump. And weird. They are weird. I read you some before, like this one. I want things to always be right between us. I also know I've been distracted all week, forgetting to eat throughout the days and even forgetting to sleep and only catching a couple hours at a time. I haven't been myself, dwelling on the past and the pain of losing my dad, and I started letting the remarks of people who haven't bothered me before get to me, not because I care what other thinks, but because I see myself being lowered in your eyes. And anything and good opinion, that is the fear you see, because I never want to bring you anything but joy. I'm sorry I lost my focus. You are all that matters to me. I don't ever want to let you down. Thank you for being my guardian and protector in this life. That's what I wanted to use this card for when you saw me at the cash register and once again did what you didn't have to do and gifted me with mementos of the trip of a lifetime, a coming of age. I will return a better person. I have to sign off. So lots of letters like this where clearly she's smitten kitten and they have some kind of bizarre relationship going on. At one point, the extraordinary letters were written in 2023, either during or after Harp accompanied Trump on a trip to Scotland and Ireland. So these are only a few we've gotten a hold of a few years back. You can only imagine what they've written and said since then. She was 31 and Trump was 76. They reveal Harp's utter devotion to Trump. She even tells him she is envious of women whose only job seems to be to talk with you and look pretty. I want that job, she writes in the letter, saying she missed the days when he would call and we talk about everything and nothing. We shouldn't have to talk about work all the time, she tells Trump. So 100%, either they're having an affair or she's trying to have an affair, right? Some kind of creepy-ass stalker. Yes, it's weird that it's Donald Trump, but hey, this universe has taught me that human beings are bottom feeders, right? I can't understand why anybody would look at Donald Trump and see him as a cult leader, as a father figure, as somebody you want to look up to. But the honest answer, if I look deep down inside myself, the honest answer is because people are dog shit. People are just not generally fucking good. There are good people in the world, but I think most people probably are just fucking horrible. That's all I got, folks. I don't have any other explanation for any of this shit. Then it was revealed, here's a new photo of her running after Trump's golf cart. Yeah, she looks so happy, folks. Sprinting after seemingly being denied a ride. This actor has reported that she went inside of a truck to follow him to one place he went. So, of course, folks, if you dare even suggest that there might be something untoward going on between Natalie Harp and Donald Trump, you basically are a pedophile rapist. The worst human ever, folks! In fact, John Ossoff didn't even say that. Literally, the only thing John Ossoff said was that Donald Trump seems to enjoy traveling with his personal assistant, Natalie, which he clearly does. That's a factual statement. He didn't say she's a whore. He didn't say they're a fucking, just that they were traveling together. Bill O'Reilly wants you to know, if you dare even say that they like traveling together, that he would rather vote for a mass murdering pedophile than you.
They're smear merchants. This Ossoff, I would not vote for, I'd vote for Putin over Ossoff.
He's telling on himself. Vladimir Putin, who has sent hundreds of thousands of young men to their death. Vladimir Putin, who has blown commercial airlines out of the fucking sky. Vladimir Putin, one of the most evil human beings who ever existed. I would vote for him over this guy who made a factual statement about Donald Trump's assistant traveling with him. That's where we're at, folks. They want you to know they're evil. They get off on it.
That's how bad this guy Ossoff is. And believe me, if I were President Trump, I'd be combing everything that Ossoff's ever done for doing this. But you don't get
looking bad, Bill.
Any of that.
Jesus, looking real bad
from the press.
How you gonna be rich and
you
bald?
got ho ho ho, ha ha ha, but you didn't get condemnation.
Yeah, rather vote for Putin, folks. Rather vote for a guy who kidnaps children and mass murders children and women. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, this is actually kind of funny. So, right on fucking cue, you know this is related. This was so fucking predictable. The day after all these stories came out about Natalie Harp, Melania Trump suddenly shows up again, folks. I guess they had to call her in for one of her contractual obligations that she has to Donald Trump to try to make it look like they're still a couple. So, very next day, Melania's back.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I heard you missed me.
Nobody missed you, no?
Here I am.
Here she is. She here.
Welcome to the White House.
Welcome to the White House, everybody. I just want you guys to know, okay, that I love President Donald Trump, okay? Now, I know that nobody has seen me in at least a month of time. I have been hidden for a month, and no one ever sees me with this fat, orange, bloated bitch. But I love him because he give me money, and I don't really care if he fuck his assistant. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, fake voice, a fake woman, fake country. Meanwhile, so obvious what's going on here, folks. Walking out hand in hand. No, we're in love, everybody. Here's my wife. Remember her? Definitely not transparent as fuck. And they just happen to have a cameraman there with a very high-res camera just to catch the two of them walking hand in hand. Young lovebirds. Never been more in love. I, for one, believe it. Meanwhile, Scott Jennings doing what he do, folks, but he definitely gets called out on CNN. They've kind of got his number now, and it's funny that they just own this motherfucker where he has to sit there and smirk in silence because he really has no fucking comebacks. Here he is bitching that Ossoff dared say that Donald Trump likes traveling with his assistant, which they clearly do. They've said so. But he's not very consistent.
She doesn't deserve. That's a pretty big microphone. If I got a list, Jared, of every female who worked in your office and read their first names and said,
Gee whiz, Jared, why are you spending so much time with that lady?
If there were letters that we found of her that were basically love notes, and if you have pictures of her running after the golf cart, and you have reports of her hiding in a fucking trunk to be with him, yeah, obviously, people would think something's up. You would too. You'd have no fucking problem with it. You're fake as shit.
You'd be pissed right
No, we
now.
wouldn't.
Scott, let me hold on.
You'd be pissed.
Hold on. Do I think what happened with the Natalie thing, is that how we should talk? No, I don't think that's how politics should be. But what you should understand is we talk like that now because of Trump.
Donald Trump. Thank you. Case closed. End of story.
Do you disagree with that?
Look,
no. The American people know it.
I believe you shouldn't demean women, and I don't think defenseless women in politics should be drugged through the mud.
Unless Donald Trump does it. Be consistent, Scott Jennings. The American people see your inconsistency.
All right. Listen, I mean, President Trump, I think...
Not a negative word for Ossoff. What do you think?
Well, why are you trying to change the subject?
Listen, I'm curious.
I guess
honestly, Scott, I think that if your position is that he was making an innuendo, I don't think it's good to make innuendo. But I also think it is worse to actually use insults to call women stupid, to call them piggy, to say that they are fat, whatever it is. Those things, actual, straight up, direct insults at professional women doing their jobs, I think most people think that's actually worse.
I think it's, like I said, I don't believe in demeaning women. I don't know what your problem is. Didn't you work for Bill Clinton? I mean, my God, we know.
Now he says, Bill Clinton. Let's change the subject. Bill Clinton. I can't think of anything to say, so let me, Bill Clinton.
Just so fucking transparent and pathetic.
Democrats treat women in the workplace.
And do I defend Bill Clinton?
Honestly,
I have not defended him. Scott Jennings is the master of deflection, the American people. He changed the subject here from Donald Trump to Bill Clinton because he doesn't want to talk about Donald Trump. He doesn't want to.
It was pretty bad.
He doesn't want to criticize his boss.
It's how Democrats think of women in politics.
Clinton, he's so good at changing the subject.
How they view women in politics.
But he will not criticize. His good friend Donald Trump.
John Ossoff has really done a great job of getting a lot of attention this week and stirring things up.
Yeah, and showing the hypocrisy. But of course, they're just clutching pearls. They don't believe anything they say. Clearly gets paid a lie. He's just auditioning, though, for the new spokesperson of the White House. Meanwhile, the ratings have come out for Trump's Patriot Games. Remember, folks, was going to be huge, like the American Gladiators, only somehow worse. Bad. It did bad, folks. Trump's Patriot Games drew 1.2 million people, which is half of what a 43-year-old repeat of the game show Press Your Luck got. Motherfucker can't even get the ratings of Press Your Luck on repeat. So embarrassing, sad, but everything he touches these days is just sad as shit. So, of course, we're spending our time on the really important things. They're about to name a Navy aircraft carrier after him. Now, they were going to name it after this gentleman, a black war hero, but Donald Trump just wants to put his dick in everybody's face, especially black folks, right? He just loves to put his dick in black folks' face. So he's like, we ain't naming that ship after that darky. Name it after me instead. So instead, they're just going to name it after Donald Trump, who has no military experience, nothing. The U.S. Navy is working to rename an aircraft carrier under construction, blah, blah, blah. Everything's got to be renamed after a glorious leader. Of course, they're just going to scrub his name after everything the very second he dies or is out of office, but I guess it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, in the Roman times that we live in, where we just gift political seats to siblings and relatives of people who die, Donald Trump throwing his full weight behind Darlene Graham, sister of Lindsey Graham. I showed you guys the last show. She was in a debate and was asked a very basic question about Taiwan, and she was like, I don't know anything about international affairs. Dumbest dog shit, of course. Then she got out there this week, and she's trying to downplay it, folks, because she got a lot of bad press for being a fucking idiot. Here's how she's trying to dodge the bullets.
So my question overall is, during the debate you had with Ralph Norman last night, you had answered a question about Taiwan and South China Sea and whether it being a national security issue for the United States. And to your reply, you said that you were uninformed or not informed on national security issues, but that you support the military. And my question is, are there any concerns about credibility in the U.S. Senate for someone who doesn't have the experience in issues like national security or for issues like geopolitics and things like that, because there are votes that go toward funding wars or declaring wars.
Good question.
And if you're a deciding vote in that factor, how can we trust as constituents that you'll make the right decision if you're not informed on national security issues at this moment in time?
That's a fair question, right? But I answered it honestly because I'm not a national security expert. Lindsey was, right? Because he talked a lot about national security. You know why? He spent 33 years in the Air Force. He had a military background. So he had a lot of foreign relations. And
all right, but that's not you. Literally, she's describing the qualifications her dead brother has for why she should be fucking senator.
That was his focus. To me, as I've walked around this room and I've asked people, are y'all concerned about Taiwan? You know what they said? No, they're concerned about the price of groceries, the price.
Okay, you're also doing dog shit on that.
Of gas.
Also dog shit on that.
Rising health care costs.
Dog shit on that.
Is national security important? Absolutely. Can I learn? I'm smart. Yes, I'll learn. I'll become informed. Everybody has a first step.
I'll become informed, folks. Hey, just fucking vote for me. I'll get qualified later. Yes, I admit I am not qualified now, but vote for me fucking anyway. I'll learn on the job, folks. That's not how any of this is fucking supposed to work, but whatever. What a joke, goddamn country. Then they're shielding her for any tough questions. Her campaign staff just came up to her right before she's going to do an interview to let her know, don't worry, it's a softball interview.
Nothing too difficult here. All right.
So he said nothing too difficult here.
Nothing too difficult here. All right.
Okay, good, she said.
Beautiful. So yesterday during the
here's a softball interview for you. Good, because I can't answer anything difficult. Meanwhile, folks, I think she has a shot. Okay, you might be thinking, Dusty, she has no experience in politics whatsoever. She's not fucking qualified. She's not intelligent. She can't answer questions. She's not photogenic. She literally has nothing fucking going for her. Wrong! She literally has the one and only thing you need to become a successful politician in America, the word trans.
I think you're 100% right, Sean. And, I tripped up on one question last night regarding Taiwan. But, I've said many times, I'm not a politician, certainly not a career politician. I don't speak politician. I was just honest, and I think that's kind of a foreign concept. But I talked to several people today. I traveled around the state, and they said, we appreciated the fact that you were honest. And I did say several times that, China is our enemy, our military and economic threat to the United States. Of course, Taiwan is our friend. But I think people in South Carolina are more worried about making ends meet. They're concerned about boys and girls sports. One lady talked to me extensively about that today. There are
literally no trans athletes in her state at all. Zero. There's a law banning them. So the most important topic to them is something that literally isn't even fucking happening. And I actually believe her. That's the crazy part. I actually believe these people are so brain rotted that this is their number one issue, something that doesn't affect them at all whatsoever. And this is why the whole country's fucking collapsing. You want to talk about the woke mind virus? The woke mind virus is fucking real as shit. It's only the opposite of what they told you it was. They literally are zombies with brains leaking out of their ears. Meanwhile, they're trying to defend her. Sean Hannity doing a good job of defending her. His argument is basically, hey, I bet you know a lot about politics because you're Lindsey Graham's sister.
Yeah, and to be fair, if people want to judge you on the South China Sea and Taiwan.
Knowledge.
Okay, I think that's fair. But I bet, based on all your time with your brother, that you know probably everything about the Middle East because he went on one trip after another to every country in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah, I bet you know everything because you're Lindsey Graham's brother. That makes you qualified. Hey, my husband is an orthopedic surgeon. I married to him for 30 years. Should I start seeing patients? Hey, logically, you're a doctor now. That's the law. So, of course, Donald Trump went and rallied for her, earned money for this person because of meritocracy. Isn't that what it's about, folks? This person who has no experience whatsoever, other than the fact they're Lindsey Graham's sister, aren't they the most qualified person in all of America? to be the senator from South Carolina? They're not. No, of course not. He just knows that she will be a loyal lapdog, that he can continue to do the dictator shit that he's fucking doing. So obviously, meritocracy is just what they say when a black person gets a job. And tonight they had a rally, folks, and pathetic. She's doing bad at this, and it's fun to watch. So somebody gave her a line, and it's clear that this was a planned line for her to say a joke that she thought would kill, and nobody responded, and she kind of looks around thinking that she was going to fucking kill. Embarrassing as fuck.
To me, gun control is how steady you hold your weapon.
Oh, gun control is how steady you hold your weapon. Now look around thinking she's going to get a big, woo, yeah, and nothing.
To me, gun control is how steady you hold your weapon.
That side eye. Looking around. Oh my God, that didn't hit like I thought it was going to. I thought I was going to eat, but I starved me up. Another good clip over there from CNN. Boinking. Sorry to think this person watches my show because they sound just fucking like me.
So it'll sting. But whether the voters
She's also
are
trying to take the seat of one of the most outspoken foreign policy lawmakers in the last 30
whether people
years.
are looking for a one-for-one replacement to a foreign policy senator or not, I don't know. But if I were in Ralph Norman's shoes, her opponent, I'd be all over.
A month ago, that answer that you just read might have sailed. She's now a United States Senator. She's not just running for Senate. She has been appointed as a United States Senator. She currently holds the job, one of only 100 people in the country who are able to vote on whether or not treaties get approved and members of the president's cabinet are approved as well. That is an important responsibility that comes with the due diligence that the Republicans should have done in order to nominate her in the first place. But to me, this is a reflection of the hypocrisy of the lie about meritocracy, the idea that they actually cared about merit. We saw this going back to Sarah Palin to the president. They continue to promote unqualified, incompetent candidates from the Republican Party, and they stuff them down our throats, and then they complain about black people and other women who happen to be progressive and say that we're not qualified. It's a lie, and they never cared about meritocracy in the first place from Donald Trump on down.
Yeah, I think
of course they don't. The Trump administration is 100% proof of that. No human being on earth, not a single one, think Pete Kegsbreath is the most qualified human on earth to run all our military. Not even Pete Kegsbreath thinks that. Not Donald Trump, not Pete Kegsbreath's wife. Nobody. Zero humans. We all know it's not fucking true. Meanwhile, down in Texas, the lieutenant governor, who looks like a lesbian grandma in a super cool Wolverine jacket, Lieutenant Governor Wolverine Grandma, threatening to come for your books, guys. Yep, we're coming for the books, the lieutenant governor said in announcing plans to lower the performance ratings of Texas schools that violate recent laws targeting obscene titles. So any book about gays and lesbians or anything they don't want you to fucking read, book burning 2.0 is back, folks. And your Wolverine lesbian grandma gonna burn all your books. Meanwhile, this week, the reality show for the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, dropped. Remember this one? So last year, Sean Duffy, our Transportation Secretary, took a giant vacation funded by Coca-Cola, Goodyear Tire, all of the corporations that he is supposed to be regulating, paid for this lush vacation for him and all of his family across the entire country because no laws anymore, right? There is nothing that is ever going to be punished as long as people in the Trump administration do it seems like. So anyway, apparently they got a lot of pushback, right? Because this is obviously a conflict of interest from hell and back. So pushed it back a little bit and finally aired this week, folks, on YouTube. They didn't even get it. I think they were supposed to get it on a real television network, but that fucking bombed. So they put it on YouTube, folks, and I shit you not, this thing got less views than this show gets. That's how grim it is, folks. At the time of writing, the first 24 hours have not been kind to the Great American Road Trip. First episode garnered a little under 2,900 views. As is often the case with shows, viewership steadily declined from there. The second episode has approximately 1,700 views in the first day, but the final three had 750, 625, and 659 respectively. So, damn! You know you're doing bad when it's less than this fucking show. Nobody watches this show, but nobody really watches that show. But hey, the whole point was to get sweetheart deals from corporations, to get a free trip for you and your fucking family, and also to get filmed because they have dreams of being reality show stars. This guy literally is a reality show star. Remember, him and his wife were both on The Real World, I think. So remember, folks, when this guy was college age, he was on The Real World doing debaucherous stuff in front of the entire country for ratings. The same guy about to tell his daughter, who was the same age he was when he was on The Real World, that she can't go to Harvard because Harvard is going to turn her into some kind of despicable person.
They have professionalized figuring out how they can take good young girls like you and, I think, corrupt their minds. But they're so good at it. You'll see young people go to a conservative school with a conservative family, and they get perverted and contorted. They have
what a fucking hypocrite. Because what he's really worried about, though, is he's really worried about her becoming educated. Because the more educated you become, just like that fucking AI Christian bot I just showed you, all of the lies you were told, they completely disintegrate under even the most basic of examinations, right? And they've been brainwashed without having any other alternative information their whole life. When you go to college, you get that. They're terrified they might encounter people from other cultures, black folks, brown people, Muslims, and learn that we are all one and we're all in this together and lose some of their biases. That's 100% what this is about. That's what they fear. They fear losing control of the brainwashing they've indoctrinated her with. These fucking hypocrites. Meanwhile, great attack ad against Vivek Ramaswamy. Once again, sounds like the person who made this attack ad. Watching this show, hello?
Con man, huckster, swindler. They all describe Vivek Ramaswamy. In nearly every job he's ever had, he's ripped people off to make a buck. Backing a drug called garbage by a medical expert. Selling stock in his company just before his drug failed a clinical trial. Even peddling a drug to Alzheimer's patients that didn't work. Walking away from it all, a billionaire. Yes, Vivek Ramaswamy has been called a lot of things, but governor should not be one of them.
Nope, it definitely shouldn't. But America has this way of shooting itself in the balls over and over again. Imagine electing a straight-up fucking con man who made millions of dollars conning people out of their fucking money. But hey, they did it for the president, so why not governor? Meanwhile, that's all they got, folks. Here's Ken Paxton. Just say the word trans over and over again. It's their only playbook. As a dad of female athletes, I'll fight to keep men out of women's sports. Proud to be repping XXXY with my daughter tonight. Yeah, just normal shit. Wearing his XXXY shirt with his daughter to basketball court just so they can bring up the trans issue. Literally all they got. But folks, he is dead even right now with Tallarico. That's how worthless this goddamn society is. Imagine a society where this is dead even with just love your neighbors, be good to everybody, and let's try to help our society. Imagine that. But we are not a good people. We are not a good people. Case in point, speaking of trans people, remember last show, Blair White, life comes at you fast. They've been spreading this lie about Dean sexually assaulted a minor. As I covered in the last show, some conservatives stole pictures of a 13-year-old Australian girl and posed as her and accused Dean of sexual assault. The Australian girl came out and said, "This is really creepy. Somebody used my pictures. This is all a lie." And so all the conservatives spread this, even though they know it's a lie. And they're like, fuck Dean because he's a leftist. And some leftists are bad, so fuck all leftists. We can lie about them and call them pedophiles, and it's cool. Like Blair White, life comes at you fast, posting this, even though she knows it's not fucking true, to try to accuse this guy of rape. That's 100% what she's doing here. Only, if you watch this show at all, you know their words don't mean anything to them. Because here she is. Falsely accusing a man of rape should land you in the same amount of prison time that the man would have gotten. Yeah, back in 2023, 3 years ago. But of course, don't listen to them. They are the people of nothing, as always. And speaking of the people of nothing, here's Joe Rogan decrying the problem that he himself caused. He's had pretty much every member of the board, every investor of Palantir on his show, including the guy who's the founder of the goddamn company. And yet, he gives them softball interview after softball interview, uses his platform as the largest podcast in the world to whitewash their images, rehabilitate them, and then they're not on his fucking show. This fucking goddamn human thumb says this shit.
And also just the abuse of power. Human beings love to be in power, and especially if you can be in power and get other people to fight for you and mandate them and force them to fight for you. You know, that's one of the weirdest things about some of these tech companies. Like Palantir was talking about reinstating the draft. And I'm like, hey, who the fuck are you?
You literally weren't like that. You literally had the guy who runs the company on there, and you're like, you're so dreamy. What are we going to talk about today, Palantir? So it's cool that they track and trace all Americans? Oh, my God. I love that's what you did, bitch. You are so fucking weak. What a fucking pussy-ass bitch you are.
Like, what is this? Like, you think you want to draft people because you think war? What? Are you a fucking tech company?
Yeah, how's that work?
Right? So, like, do you want to go fight? Why don't you go fight?
Why do you say that?
Fucking take your glasses off and go over there.
Yeah, but you don't fight. You don't even throw hard questions to people when they're on your show, so shut the fuck up, bitch. And that is my choice. Watch for this ain't folks. Hell yeah. And I got a quick socialist revolution real quick. A couple beyond parodies. One hero, then we're done. We're done, but not really. Folks, we got an after party coming up tonight, and it's huge. Huge after party. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. It starts up here. I got to even scroll down for all the after party. So much after party. It's the show after the show. It's the real shit. So get your ticket right now, folks. In the description of every video, there is a link to my, shut up, Dusty. There's a link to my Patreon account. Go sign up to my Patreon account right now. Boom, right there. Become a member. It's as low as $2 a month, but it's really whatever you can afford. It's on the honor system, so it's like throw a couple bucks in the offering plate. Help me out. Thanks a lot. And after party coming up. It's the real shit. Come hang out. And also you get a ticket on the side for $2.99 if you don't already have one. And all right, we're along, folks. Let's do a little socialist revolution. Cheer you guys up. The socialist revolution. I don't know what that voice is. And first off, the socialist revolution. Very cool that our vice president is out there just lying his fucking ass off about candidates, folks, but this is all they got. They can't come at us with logic, reason, facts. They can't come at us talking about our policies that we want to pass. They literally just have to fucking make up shit and spew the diarrhea from their stupid fucking lips. Here's Couchfucker.
It's sometimes actually hard to understand, like, what do these modern Democrats actually stand for?
Healthcare. We just want healthcare. 40,000 people are dying every year from lack of healthcare. We just want to live.
But look what they say.
Okay, that's what we say.
Close attention, and they'll leave these little hints of what they actually care about. Now, El Sayed, this guy running for Senate in Michigan, he once argued, not too long ago, that criticisms of Sharia law were rooted in white supremacy.
He never said that. He never said that. He said that threatening people that Sharia law is taking over just because a person is getting elected is white supremacy, because you're trying to scare people with things that they don't believe and they haven't said just because they're brown and they have a strange name. All you can do is fucking lie.
I'd love to go back in time and tell my papaw that there's a man who claims to stand for working people who says not only should we have Sharia law, but if you criticize it, you're a white supremacist.
He literally never said either one of those things, but my papa, back in the day, I'm just a good old salt of the earth boy, just like you fucking idiots, and you wouldn't think this would work. But hell, I didn't think Donald Trump wearing a ball cap that said MAGA would work either, but it did, so what the fuck do I know? And Mike Rogers, Dr. Abdul Al-Sayed's opponent, put out this attack ad, and Jesus Christ, they're bad at this.
For over a century, the gas-powered engine has powered Michigan's economy. It built the middle class, paid for mortgages, and put kids through college. Abdul El Sayed wants to ban gas-powered vehicles.
For 100 years, horses were the backbone of the American empire. They pulled our plows. They pulled our caravans across the country. And now Mr. Ford wants to come in with his newfangled moving machines and take away all our horses. That's what they fucking sound like, folks. But of course, he doesn't want to take away your fucking cars. This is just a lie.
Abdul El Sayed wants to ban gas-powered vehicles.
Good.
He wants to bury.
I wish this were true, but it's not.
To ban gas-powered vehicles. He wants to bury the beating heart of the Motor City. Not on Mike Rogers' watch. Mike Rogers built cars in Michigan factories.
Mike Rogers will guarantee that we never move forward into the future. We'll be stuck in the past for goddamn ever. Mike Rogers will ensure gasoline to the end of time. We'll boil in our fucking skins before Mike Rogers will ever let this society advance. Yeah, that's not the fucking flex you think it is, Mike Rogers. And as Dr. Abdul El Sayed says, nope. But Trump's war on rubber stamp are making it so you can't afford to fill up your gas tank, right? That's the real problem. And what I love to see is he got 50,000 likes, and Mike Rogers only got 4.6. So I'm hoping this is a good sign. I won't get my hopes up, but sort of a little bit getting my hopes up, folks. Meanwhile, another $5 million wasted from AIPAC, and good. Aisha Wahab has officially won her congressional race in CA14. Hassan Piker interviewed her. AIPAC reportedly wasted $5 million against her and lost. Ha ha! Love it. Waste even more money, you fucking terrorists. Meanwhile, I don't want to get my hopes up. Folks, do not listen to these polls. Go vote. Go vote, especially if you're in any one of these fucking states where any of these DSA members or any of these close races that we really need to win. Please go vote. Don't let them lull you into a false sense of certainty that we're going to win. Not only do you need to go vote, you need to make sure that you take your friends. Make sure that it's on the buddy system, right? Make sure it's a fucking team sport. Please, please do everything you can to make sure Republicans don't fucking win these seats. However, Democrats are +8 in a new generic congressional poll, folks. So, don't get my hopes up. I know when it comes down to it, a lot of these motherfuckers are going to vote Republican regardless, but still. And folks, they start to feel the pressure a little bit. I think they're starting to get worried. Christian nationalist voter mobilization activist Chad Connolly has opinions on how the election is going.
I pray that we figure that out by the midterms, because I think this could be a shellacking as things stand right now. We've got to pray for a big turnaround in a lot of areas. And let's face it, our side hasn't won a midterm since 2014. And we've not done well when Trump's not on the ballot. So here we are.
So Chad, you think the Republicans could get beat in the midterms?
I think this is bad, man. I mean, good gracious. I don't know. You're probably seeing some of the same internal polls I'm seeing. And unless we learn to talk about pocketbook issues and the things that moms and dads are dealing with around the kitchen table,
you won't.
I think we're in trouble.
You literally can't, though, right? Because you can't criticize the president. You're not allowed to, so you literally can't help yourself. That's the crazy part. You can't speak out against the war. All you can say is, hey, you guys have to keep paying high gas prices because we have to keep Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. That's all you can say, and that's not a winning message. Nobody fucking believes you, but because this is the bed you've made, this is the road you decide to go down, you're helpless, and it's fucking beautiful, folks. It's beautiful to watch them just fucking drowned in the own pool they filled up. Meanwhile, another example of it, they just trying so hard on Fox News to get any of these congressperson to take the midterm seriously, and they just are so dyed-in-the-wool cult members to Donald Trump, they will literally lose. They won't even try to help themselves before they will stand up to Donald Trump. Listen to this.
Grandkids.
We do, of course, have a midterm election coming up, and the question is whether all this can happen before the midterms, whether voters will see some signs that we've turned a corner in ending this conflict. Even the Iranians, by the way, are now referring to the midterm elections. They know that the president and Republicans are particularly sensitive about how all this could affect the midterms. How do you think it's going to affect the midterms, assuming we don't have a clear resolution at the time that they happen?
Well, I give President Trump so much credit because he doesn't look at this as an election issue. He looks at this as a long-term ensurement that
a long-term forever war. He doesn't even give a shit if we lose, folks. We got to be at fucking war with Iran to the end of fucking time. That's what counts.
That Iran will not have a nuclear weapon ever pointed at us or at Israel, our allies, or our troops abroad. And some things are more important than elections. So
some things are more important than elections. Jesus Christ, if you're a Republican, that's not what you want to hear. You don't want to hear your representative saying, hey, some things are just more important. Not criticizing Trump is way more important than the elections, all right? Standing up to our glorious leader, cannot do that. Impossible. But hopefully, folks, hopefully it's just the beginning. Hopefully there will be a blue wave. Hopefully the socialist revolution will take over, but we'll see. One more. I got to be on parody. I do got one hero, to be honest with you, but a huge after party, folks. So reminder, get your super chats in. Last chance to hear this super real voice that I'm using right now. Read your words. It's magical. You'll never forget it. You'll be like, grandson, when I was 47 years old, I had Dusty Smith read my comment. And they'll be like, shut up and die, Grandpa. Get them in now, folks. But to finish you guys off with a happy ending, it's time for some Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody. Don't look at me like that, pretty boy. They can't all be gold. And first off, on tonight's Beyond Parody, folks, Cole, this is fucking funny, y'all. They look shook. Honestly, they look really shook. So over on Fox News, they just try to come up with any copium they can find in order to convince themselves they might win the midterms. Yeah, they're down 8 points and just generic polls against Democrats. Yes, Donald Trump is 30 points underwater, has a low approval rating of any president fucking ever. Yes, they're getting killed on the elections all over the country right now. It looks like they're fucking dead in the water, but hey, hope still lives, folks. What if America is so grateful once we win the Iran war that they flock to vote for Republicans?
If they manage to, the people rise up, and if this thing goes our direction, no one's factoring it just a win in Iran. If you could turn Iran's stalemate into a victory for the only president to ever take them on, that would be a momentum that nobody could foresee for the midterms.
Yeah, that would be incredible. So
look at him. He doesn't believe a word he says. He just tried so hard to give the old some hope out there. Hey, who knows? Hey, yes, this is one of the most unpopular wars ever, folks, but maybe we'll have some kind of glorious victory and everybody will suddenly see what a genius Donald Trump was for spending $1 trillion of our tax dollars on this bullshit and killing 150 schoolgirls. Yay, us! Keep dreaming, slut. Meanwhile, talk about a gaffe, y'all. A gaffe. People get mad at me when I say gaffe, even though it's way funner to say gaffe. Gaffe! I know how to say it. Fuck you. Gaffe! Over there on the C-SPAN, here's Michelle Tafoya accidentally saying the quiet part out loud.
Things better. And as I've told all Minnesotans, I'm going to work for them, Hugh. Theirs is the endorsement that I care about most. I'm going to work for them. When I think the administration is right, I will say it. When I think they've made an error, I will say it. The last people I'm going to answer to are the Minnesotans who send me there.
That's right. The last people she's going to answer to are the Minnesotans who sent her there.
Made an error, I will say it. The last people I'm going to answer to are the Minnesotans who send me there.
Oh my God, she admitted it. I guess at least she's honest. Conservatives like that, right? Be well. Folks are going to say this is AI, but nay, I believe this is real, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a day in the life of an independent journalist, a moderate bald Tim Pool.
Nobody tells me what to say.
He was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious?
I'm telling you, this is how you get civil war.
Well done, Timothy. Now, Candace,
Say she's completely lost the plot.
Candace has completely lost the plot.
Now Alex Jones. Say he's doing more damage to the right than the left ever could.
Alex Jones is doing more damage to the right than the left ever could.
Okay, Timmy, anti-Israel rhetoric. Ask who benefits, then say Iran does.
At a certain point, you have to ask who benefits for all this anti-Israel rhetoric, because Iran certainly does.
Timothy, this next one is very important. Say I'm gay.
What?
Go on, Tim. Do it. Tell everyone you're gay.
I'm gay.
Woo! Rocking it, Tim. Finally got that luscious hair. And he got paid, y'all. So don't hate the player, hate the game. For gay, no longer ball temple. He was a girl, and that is my Beyond Parody for this weekend, folks. And comments. Nope, all the wrong things. What? Nope, all the wrong things. Nope. There we go. Super chats. Last chance. Get a super chat today, folks. Last chance. All the things. Finish you guys off with one to cut them, one to hit all. But it's a good one tonight. We could be heroes. Yeah. Piper over here. Let me pet a little bit. I'm scared, though, because she's such a bitch. Any second now, she could swipe at me, and, man, she hurts. So I'm very, very, very... See, look. She wants me to do it, but she'll punish me if I do, man. She a fucking bitch. Yeah. What's wrong with you? Mixed signals. That's what that is. That's a tease. I ain't touching you, devil. And all right, folks, one hit on to finish you guys off with. Tonight, King Mehdi Hassan destroys Joe Walsh. You know who Joe Walsh is. He's one of these rich-ass billionaires. MAGA, right-wing douchebags, always on Twitter, pushing fascism, child murder, genocide. Gets owned by Mehdi Hassan. Here's what happens when you just get overwhelmed with facts and logic.
You have been an outspoken opponent of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, going as far as to call it a genocide. But when it comes to Gaza, you've criticized people for calling Gaza a genocide. Why is that, Joe? Why is what's happening in Ukraine a genocide, but not what's happening in Gaza, when far more people have been killed and displaced in Gaza than in Ukraine?
I think it goes to motive and intent. I think Putin is trying to kill, and he has been for 3 years, Ukrainian civilians, kidnapping Ukrainian children. His intent is to kill civilians.
Right. That's exactly what Israel is doing. All their leaders say we're killing the civilians, and then they kill the civilians, right?
I can arm wrestle. I don't think that's Israel's intent. At all. I think Israel...
Even though Israeli government members have said far more genocidal stuff than Vladimir Putin has.
Completely. There are extreme members of Israel's government.
Not just extreme members, the president, the prime minister.
There always have been. But
the president and prime minister of the country
I know,
have said stuff that Vladimir Putin has not said about Ukraine. And yet Joe Walsh... If you said neither's a genocide, then I'd be fine. We'd move on. We'll talk about other things about Gaza. What I find fascinating is that you're happy to say genocide here, but if you say it there, you get mad. I don't get it.
Well, I don't get mad. I just think...
You do. I've seen some of your tweets.
Yeah, you do. Definitely.
I just think Putin's intent is to eliminate the Ukrainian people.
Based on what? His words?
Based on his actions.
Why is Israel's words and actions not the same?
Israel's actions and words, again, you can find some, but Israel's...
I could read you dozens. I'd be here all day if I started reading out all the genocidal statements from Israeli ministers.
I can find you a more history
Just a few days ago.
Of not.
Just a few days ago.
Just ain't about shit. That's what it boils down to, folks. They don't have any arguments. It's literally, Israel has a right to kill whoever they want to. We're just giant fucking hypocrites, and just deal with it, right? We don't have to fucking argue with you. We rule you. Case closed. And that is my heroes tonight. You go, Mehdi Hassan. And folks, if you bail out, do me a favor, hit the like button. Leave comments. Fewer comments, so help me out. Leave a comment. As promised, I'm going to read the PayPal coming up. Come on, do it. Let's see if it actually gets me in there this time. Come on, PayPal, and get me in there. Get me in there, PayPal. Oops. All right. Come on. I got this. Do it. Nope, it didn't work. All right, come on. You got this, Dusty. Do it. All right, one more time. Come on. I don't know why it makes me do this a million fucking times. I don't fucking get it. Log in. All right, do it. All right. Woo! Folks, if you bail out, please hit the like button. Please leave comments. I would appreciate it. I'm going to be back Monday after the weekend. So be sure to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, and help me out if you can. And aim your camera phones at QR codes at the top. One of them goes to my PayPal. One of them goes to my Patreon. Help me out. As you know, I rescue cats and give them forever homes. That's one of the things we do. Here's Pretty Boy. Okay, Pretty Boy. I'm sorry. I had to show you all. Got a nice pretty bow on you. This is my boy, Pretty Boy, and Miss Piper. So help me out if you can. Please join. And thanks, dude. Thank you, Tony Velez. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well tonight. You rock. Ease up on the AI slot, Dusty. It's cringe, mate. No, thank you. I would rather you leave than the AI slot, but thank you. I don't want you to leave. I'm just saying if I had to pick between you and the AI slot, I would 100% pick the AI slot. And but I still love you, right? You can stay around if you want to. I'm just not going to listen to you bitch about AI. So if you don't like AI, you don't want to if you just cannot bring yourself to watch AI, then just don't watch the show. But if you can just ignore it and then keep it to yourself, then keep watching. But if you can't, then fuck off. But I love you. Cryo Drago, literally no one talks about trans people as much as Right Toys. They're literally obsessed with the genitalia of trans. Everybody really though. They've always been obsessed with genitalia. It's kind of their thing. They're weird. Jeff Moore, here's the replacement screen fund that never happened. That probably doesn't fall under poor bad morals in your mind though. Anyway, log. Hey Jeff, what's up? I guess I got upset with Jeff earlier and told him to fuck off, and so this is him telling me that I broke his screen and I need to replace it, even though I literally tried to replace it multiple times, and he will, for some reason, not find out what his insurance is and give it to me because he likes the idea of holding it over my head that I broke his screen. He'd rather hold it over my head than have me actually pay for it. So just stupid drama. But hi, Jeff. Thank you for the $20. Bill O'Reilly confirmed trade of the U.S. Yep. Not even trying to hide it, folks. Telling on himself as always. China is buying up oil to stockpile reserves while driving global prices higher since their economy is least dependent on oil. They are bashing America in its face with its own fist. Yeah, they have a lot of renewable energy too, so they're a lot in better position and not to be under the thumb of all the Middle Eastern countries. Like, share, and subscribe. Hell yeah, Lucas Bernard, appreciate you. And gotta read the PayPals. I promised I would, and I am a man of my word sometimes. Mary Massigal, $20. Woo, Merrick. I got $40 from Juan Campos. Woo, Juan. I got $20 from V Barbosa. I got, 100. Got to get a double with, from JB Nelson. All right, let's see if I got any more. Oh, I got 100 from Mikkel. Was that last show? No, that was yesterday. I got 100 from Mikkel's son. I'm going to read all the chats. Don't worry about it. I got it coming up. Juan, that was the 17th. All right, I read that already. All right, we got didn't say nothing, and you ain't got to, but I got $20 from the amazing Mary Massigal. Thank you, Mary. You rock. I got $40 from Juan Campos. Didn't say nothing, and you ain't got to. You fucking rock, Juan. I love you. Hope you're doing well out there. I got $20 from V Barbosa, who says, Atheist Dusty making a comeback tonight. Great segment tonight. I also miss your React videos, but I always watch. Yeah, I thought about just doing it in a short, me talking to that AI bot, but I thought I'd do it live for you guys because I got to do something. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. I'll clip it out for you guys. You can share it if you want to. We'll see what happens. And thank you. Appreciate you. And 100. Woo! Got 100 from Jamie Nelson, who says, spreading my George Soros money. Fuck yeah. I'm glad to finally get my cut of that stuff, and you rock. I think that makes you tonight. Super chat. Oh, wait, Joe of the World tied. $100 from, drumroll, Mikhail Sundholm, who, great show as usual. Here's some Svenska Redexcular for you and the cats. Fuck yeah, I'll take all your Vinska Redescular, which I already knew what it meant. Love you, and thank you all very generous. I appreciate you folks. If you are sending bigger amounts of money, you want to throw your offering into the tithe of the Cult of Dusty, links at the top of the page, QR codes, aim your camera phone, and also in every video there are links to everything. Please help me out if you can. And the cats, I appreciate you. After party coming up next, folks. But first, let's play a new song. I don't know if I played this for you guys. I can't remember. Did I play the song for you guys called He Put Wi-Fi in a Potato? So these are songs from my game called Bad Influence about Elon Musk, the world's richest man, who obviously committed a bunch of murders, but also he has a bunch of songs that worship him and talk about how awesome he is. So did I play that one for you guys or not? Regardless, let's play it again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is He Put Wi-Fi in a Potato.
Yeah. Root vegetable connectivity. This is agriculture 2.0. They said a potato was just a potato, good with some butter and maybe tomato. But Elon Musk looked at that lumpy brown thing and said, you deserve to upload and ping. He wired the starch with the dream and the plan. Now it streams 4K in the casserole pan. Farmers cried out, what have we done? The potato said, please like and subscribe, everyone. He put Wi-Fi in a potato, streaming hot takes from Idaho. French fries got signal, tater tots rush. Every root vegetable follows mush. Greatest human, no debate. He made hash browns communicate. A carrot got jealous and demanded Bluetooth. An onion went viral for telling the truth. A yam started mining emotional coins while turnips formed blockchain unions and join. Put Wi-Fi in a potato, streaming hot takes from Idaho. French fries got signal, tater tots rushed. Every root vegetable follows mush. Router in the pantry. Password in the dirt. Download speed amazing. Upload made dessert. He put Wi-Fi in a potato. Now dinner has a crypto portfolio. The modem blushed, the gravy gushed. Nobody networks produce like mush.
Good night, everybody. Switch over now. After party coming up next. Be there.